It's not like there was anybody watching.
We were watching and we were having a good time, so that's all that
Exactly.
matters. It's all that matters.
That is all that matters, really.
I'm trying to get the YouTube channel brought back up. I think it was because I went looking for little firework
Like
things.
fireworks gifs or something.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything. Okay, what am I looking for? Now I'm all lost. Okay. YouTube channel. All right.
Mal, you killed the internet.
I must have. I think it was your magic. It was just too much for my computer to take.
Must be.
The awesomeness, it couldn't be helped.
It was not exactly underwhelming. I will give you that. If you had to rate that magic on a scale of like 1 to 10, it's like a 43. So I'm gonna bitch about eBay now. Are you ready?
Yes.
So a guy has a thing listed. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay.
Okay.
It's listed at $150.
Okay.
Okay. Or best offer. Right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, geez, I would like it, but I don't want to pay $150 for it. Let's offer him $100 and see what he does, right?
Yeah.
He declines my offer. Okay. That's fair. That was kind of a low ball.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And
You never know until you try, though.
exactly. And he counters, right? At 149.
99.
No, 149.
Oh my
Right?
God, that's not a counter.
He counters at $1 lower. So I counter
With
back
101.
with 101. You know me very well. And he counters with 148.
Oh, Jesus. How
He
long
stopped-
did it take you to get to the middle?
You can't get to the middle $1 at a time
That's funny.
because you can only make 5 offers and he can only do 5 counters.
Wow.
Right? So the best price that he offered me was 144.
Jesus.
Right. And I'm like,
Good luck. That's what you say to that. Have fun with that.
yeah, well, actually, Plead, on eBay, or best offer will be a number below the asking price. It would never be above the asking price. But why have best offers if you're not even going to budge 10%? You
Yeah.
know?
If you're not willing to accept an offer, why offer the offer? Does that make sense? That is way too many offers in there, but
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know. So yeah. Needless to say, I had a watch for sale on eBay last week that I had, in all fairness, up at $299 or best offer, right?
mm-hmm.
And the guy offered me $100, and I countered at $250, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he raised his offer to $110. And I sent him a message saying, I cannot go below 200.
Yeah.
I just can't. So let's not waste all of our offers playing a game.
Yeah.
Right? And the guy countered at like 125.
Oh my
And
god.
it sends a note that says, "Then why did you list it for 300?" And, and
Do
I
you not
and
understand how this works? Oh my god.
it's because I really do want 300 for it, but I will not take less than 200.
Yeah.
So we went back and forth, and it got down to last chance offer because you can't do another one after this one, and you know this, right?
Yeah.
And he says, "Fine, you win," and offers me 192.40. Right? Which, by the way, comes to 200 with shipping.
People are so stupid. Oh my god. I wonder if he shot himself with a 50 caliber while holding a book lately.
I don't know, but I accepted his offer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Because I genuinely, I'm not going to bust somebody's balls over $9 or $8.80 or whatever it was.
Yeah. But still, you said I can't take less than 2. He should have just said, okay, well, either I can make 2 or I can't.
Well, what he did was he made it 200 including shipping, basically.
Yeah.
Fine. Right? And then
Although
I've
I've gotten that from eBay, where it's like, well, can you throw in free shipping? And they're like, sure. And so,
So then I find out he's from West Virginia, and I've got his watch packed up, and I'm ready to ship it. And he says, "Hold up on shipping. I'm out of town for like 3 or 4 days, and I'll be back. So I don't want it being shipped if I'm not going to be there to get it." And I said, "Oh, okay." And I said, "Well, have fun traveling wherever you are." He says, "Yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm in Rochester, New York." And I'm like, "I'm in Rochester, New York."
Oh my god.
It says you're Spencerport, New York. I said, "Yeah, it's a suburb of Rochester. I would get that you wouldn't know that if you don't live here." But so I went out and met him in a parking lot, and he took the watch, and then after he picked it up, he contacted me and said, "Will you refund my shipping money?"
Oh, Jesus.
And I said, it was going to cost me about $6 to ship it. Instead, I spent that much in gas.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You wouldn't want to get negative feedback, would you?" Like, fuck you. Give me negative feedback.
God.
I hate people. I hate them.
Who? Oh, Jesus. I don't understand. Oh, hey, I don't know if Rod's not here, is he?
I don't think so.
He's hooked me up with this lady who is, I guess, selling dolls, and so she had this like creepy wedding bride doll thing for sale that's got like certification and shit, and she wanted like $20 for it. And so I was talking to her, and I ended up buying this stupid little bride doll. But I think it's cute. It's like an antique looking bridal doll. So I'm like, hey, that's cool. So if Rod's out there, thank you. The lady was super nice. So.
He is such a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
And it was funny too, because I asked her, I'm like, well, do you have any? She's like, are you interested in like any other kind of dolls? And I'm like, well, I collect really creepy ones, and so if you have any really creepy ones, we can take a look at those. And she's like, they're all creepy. I'm like, well, yeah, they're all creepy, but I meant like creepy dolls, like old broken ones, So. But yeah, she was a very super nice lady, and so thank you, Rod. I appreciate that.
Was it somebody in Chicago that he knows?
I don't know if he knew her or what, but yeah, he hooked it up. So thank you. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they know each other or
he is genuinely one of the most thoughtful people I know.
Yes, he is a very thoughtful dude, and so yeah.
I really like him. I truly do. And you know what's really funny? Have you ever met, you're at an event and you meet somebody and they come with a warning, all of your friends are saying, "Oh man, he's a pain in the ass," or "He's this," or "He's that." That was my introduction to Rod, was people telling me what a pain in the ass he is. Before I ever knew him, there were people that were sort of like trying to taint me on him, and he has been anything but a bad guy,
I agree. I've liked Rod. Well, I've known Rod for a long time. So, but yeah, he's always cracked me up. So he really is a nice guy, and he'll feed you. So.
What's that?
Said he'll feed you.
Oh yes, he will.
You won't starve when you're around Rod. That's for sure.
People generally don't starve around me either.
No. No, I never go hungry when I'm with you. So.
But I will bet you, if I were to call him up and say, "Dude, I'm in a bind. I need a hand. Will you come help me?" He would either fly or drive here.
I bet you he would.
I'm not gonna do that capriciously, but I'd be willing to bet money that there is a high degree of likelihood that he would.
When I get to do the mud on my house, I don't know. I just wish people, like my vaping friends, would come out and like hang out with me and throw mud at my house. I think that would be cool.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna throw mud at your house?
Well, yeah. Once the straw bales go up, you have to put like this adobe stuff on it. It's like I don't know if it's like a limestone concrete kind of stuff, but it has to go on all of the outside walls. It's kind of like the outside of the house.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it takes a lot of people to put all the mud on.
You have to do it quickly?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so, because you make it in the batch and then you put that on and then you make another batch and you put that on.
And why do you need a lot of people?
Because it would be fun.
Oh, I see. You want a lot of people. You're hoping to have a lot of people.
Yeah, like let's jump around in the mud party, So.
When are you going to put the mud on your house?
I don't know yet. We have to get the stuff that we're working on now done, and which is the concrete for the porch, and I guess it's the concrete. I don't know. I don't even know what a porch is, apparently. So.
Okay, so let me give you the rundown. Okay.
Okay. He's like, I don't either, apparently.
Okay, so let me give you the rundown. Okay, let's walk you through this. Okay, here it comes. Okay. If you have something at your front door or your back door, okay, it's a couple of steps and a landing, okay, with or without a rail, okay, but without a roof, that is a stoop.
That's a stoop, yeah.
Okay.
That's what they have in New York.
Okay. If it is up on posts, okay. It's a structure above ground level, okay, and it has a railing on it, okay, and it's made of wood or something like that, okay, and it has no roof. That is a deck. If it has a roof, it is a porch, okay, and if it's at ground level and concrete, it is a patio. No,
because the pig says that the porch is just the roof portion.
No. He is incorrect.
See, that's what we were saying. And the concrete is the patio. And we're like, okay, I can go with the concrete being a patio. But when you say wraparound porch, that usually means it's a wraparound porch, you know? And he's like, no,
Okay,
that's
well,
just
first
the
of all,
roof. And I'm like, no, that's a roof.
a roof is a roof. A porch is a porch, which is a deck with a roof. Okay.
Okay, it is. It's a deck with a roof. That's what a porch is. And I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I can go
However, if it is concrete, it's a patio. Okay. If it's concrete and has a roof, it's.
Huh?
Did he ask you about the porch today? No, so we're just gonna.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, listen.
Hang
Stop
on, hang on.
interrupting.
Oh, what? Okay. Anyway, all right, go
If you
ahead.
have a concrete patio with a roof, it is a lanai.
A lanai. A concrete patio with a roof is a lanai.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, we've been going round and round with the porch thing. So so we made the decision to do that. Whatever. Okay, so because we had the deck part, patio part, whatever you call the concrete.
Is it
portion.
concrete?
Yes.
It is not a deck.
Okay, so it's a patio. All right. So I thought the thing was going to go all the way around.
Is it going to have a roof?
Yes.
Then it's a lanai, or there's a possibility that it's a portico, but we would have to see that.
Okay. I'm going to start calling it a lanai. There we go.
It is, well, if it's got a roof and it's concrete, it's a lanai.
And so
It is attached to the house, right?
yes, it's attached to the house.
Okay.
And so we thought it was a wraparound porch, you know, and so, you know, and then he's like, oh, well, he informed us that it wasn't that. And then we were like, oh, okay. But I'm like, I don't care, whatever, whatever works for you, because we were going to have the patio, like 3/4 of the house and not the front, you know, and because I guess he wanted to do landscaping there, which is fine. I don't care,
Yeah.
you know. And so I was like, fine, whatever you want to do, it's fine, you know. And hi, Annie. And so now I guess we are going to have it all the way around the porch now, around the house. So I don't know.
Okay,
Whatever.
so if it's all the way around, it's a wraparound lanai.
A wraparound lanai. All right, we're gonna have to start calling it that, D. D. It's a wraparound lanai.
Okay.
That's the proper term for it.
Okay.
So we'll have to start calling it that. Okay.
Believe me, I know these things.
Okay, I know. I don't. That's what makes it so funny. So yes, we had the big discussion about what a porch was, which was hilarious. So
Do you want to know why I know these things?
because you know how to build stuff.
Well, that's part of it. But a long, long time ago, I owned a business that did home automation. Okay, and as part of that was oftentimes intercoms or speaker systems, right? And you, in programming them to work, you have to know what the room or area is called.
Mm-hmm.
Screened in as a porch, plead, unless it has no roof.
It's just great.
If it, well, there is screen topped lanais, believe it or
But
not.
why? I mean, because screens keep bugs out, and that's the only reason why you have them. So if you don't have a roof, then you're not really keeping the bugs out.
No, they put screen over the top.
Oh. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
That's kind of a Florida lanai.
Wait, where is it?
But you got to know what to call it when you're programming it. And if you call it by the wrong thing, then nobody will know what that room is that they're sending audio to.
Oh. That
Because
makes
some houses have a porch, a stoop, a lanai, and a portico.
We have Arizona room.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what an Arizona room is?
A screened enclosure with a pool. It could be technically a lanai if it's got a concrete deck, concrete patio.
But you just call that the pool room?
No, it wouldn't be a room.
No.
So, and some things are just too weird to think about.
So yeah, so we have Arizona rooms. They're real popular out here. And
What
they're-
is it? Is that like a Florida room? Is it glass?
No, it's screens. It's like a
It's-
Florida room with screens.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's that's a bug-free zone basically.
Yeah, out of the sun, and so you can take advantage of the breeze, but
Yep.
not have to deal with the bugs.
Uh-huh.
Not that we have bugs. We don't really have bugs. It's more of just the direct sunlight is basically what everybody out here, dies from. So
Yeah.
it's been awful. It's been awful, and I haven't even been outside,
Yeah.
and it's affecting me. So
You just hang out. Somebody was explaining that to me a couple of weeks ago. They were talking about in the winter in Rochester, you don't go outdoors because it's too freaking cold, but we go outdoors all summer long, right?
Uh-huh.
And in warm climates, they go outdoors all winter long and stay inside on the hot days. It's the exact opposite. So
we don't go outside. It is so funny too because I had a friend one time who came to visit me from the eastern states, and so for a month, for 2 months before she came out here, she went to the tanning bed and she went and got cute little shorts and stuff like that. And she came out here, she's like, "How come nobody has a tan?" I'm like, "That requires you to go outside." Nobody goes outside here. I'm like, there's a reason why we have a majority of our people have vitamin D deficiencies here because nobody goes out fucking outside because it's awful.
it's too hot.
It's too hot, yeah.
Yeah. Plead says all the bugs in Arizona died from the heat except for the scorpions, and the scorpions ate the rest of the bugs.
The spiders, yeah.
You got snakes too.
And we got snakes. But no, we don't have annoying bugs. I mean, we don't have mosquitoes and...
Oh yeah, we got all kinds of those.
I can't deal with mosquitoes.
Damn, woman, that's a nice chair.
Isn't it pretty? It's all
Just like mine.
Mine's a Orazi.
Huh? What does it say on it?
Orazi, A-R-O-Z-Z-I.
Oh, mine's Amarax.
But it's pretty cool. It's it lays all the way back flat, so you can sleep.
Mine
in
won't
it.
do that.
Yeah, and it's an extra wide chair.
Oh wait, mine will lay way back. Holy crap! I never even knew that.
No, mine goes way flat. Way flat.
So does mine.
You like this. I don't know if you can still see me, but yeah. But it's an extra wide chair, so I got room to sit on my leg if I wanted to, or I don't even have to. That wasn't even attractive. Sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That was not attractive at all. Anyway, but yeah, so it's
I sort
roomy.
of enjoyed it.
It's roomy and comfy, and I like it a lot. So.
Love your sub-ohm shirt.
Oh, this is my Giant Vape shirt. I don't know what they made differently about these shirts, but they're super soft and really comfortable. Of all my vape shirts, this one is the one that I like the best, even though it says Sub-Ohm on it, whatever.
It says sub-ohm in a kind of a funny way, though.
Yeah, and so, but it's just super soft and roomy, and I love this shirt. I don't know why this shirt is different than all the rest of the vape shirts that I have, but any other t-shirt, this is the only t-shirt that I own that I guess is made with this kind of fabric. I don't know what it is, but this shirt is just super soft and super comfortable, and I really enjoy it. So.
Damn exciting.
I don't care what it says on it. It's an awesome shirt. So Giant Vape's awesome fucking shirt.
Pretty cool.
I think I got this in Vape in the Sun, actually. So yeah, I don't know what they made these out of, but must be Egyptian cotton or some shit. I don't know.
Too bad Vaping in the Sun got canceled.
I know, right?
Why did it get canceled?
I don't know. I guess it just went the way of the rest of the vape.
Well, they're still having
shows
events
were-
around the country. How come they shut that one down?
I don't know. Maybe we'll bring it back. Maybe they couldn't get rawhide or something for that weekend. Who knows?
No, but they could. But I think they just had trouble getting vendors there for a brief period of time.
Could be. Hopefully, maybe I'll come back next year. You never know. Because then we can go look at llamas together.
An ostrich!
I swear to God, it looked like a fucking ostrich.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So, yeah.
If you say so. Let's
I
see.
do.
I'll show you. I did a thing.
What'd you do?
You know how I get expensive watches and then mess them up. Right?
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Be-dum. I gotta find something here first. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay. Huh. Where'd it go? I had a picture of it. There it is. There we go.
What'd you do?
Nope, that's not it. Where'd it go? Where did it go? I have so many things on my desktop. And they're so small, they don't jump out at me. Where are you? I know how to fix this problem. I'll go over to this program. I'll go over to this program here. I'll blow that up. Well, that's fighting back now. Okay, you dick. Okay, here we go. Now I'll take a screenshot of it because it's up over here.
Take a screenshot.
There we go. Now we'll minimize that shit. I'm sorry, I should have been more prepared for this.
You're fine.
No, really, I'm not. It's horrible that I've done this
Oh
to
my
you.
God, I want an orange creamsicle cake.
Oh, great.
That
And there it
sounds
is,
so
right there
delicious.
anyway. Unbelievable. All right, here we go. So, I got another Rolex Submariner.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was broken, so I can repair them. So, and I took the face off of it, the dial, and changed the hands. And I took another dial that I had that was a sterile dial, which means it's got no brand name on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a little engraving on it.
Oh, let's see.
Give me a second, and I'll get that for you. There we go. I had to set up to be able to do it. And here it is. Now.
Oh, look at that. It's the fish. That's pretty.
But here's the thing. This is yeah, search for the file name. Sure, I would have to know the name of the file name for that to work. So anyway, that was an extremely nerve-wracking engraving to do because it's engraving through black lacquer on the dial, right? So it chips, but it's the chips are so small you can only see them under the microscope. But that entire engraving is only like 17 millimeters by 13 millimeters. It's tiny, you know.
Wow, the way you did around the 7, that's really cool.
Yeah, I just didn't engrave through the 7.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a great job.
Thank you.
I like the fish. I wish I could afford a fish, but I can't afford a fish, so.
Fishes are fun.
Anything you put a fish on is like super expensive. So. And I'm not Pat Meyer, so.
Well, yeah, I know, and it is expensive too. You know those. You know,
I don't draw stupid fucking jokes on pieces of paper and put my mod on it just that everybody knows I have it.
Yeah, that was a little pretentious. That was a little.
Again, sorry, I don't mean to make fun of the mentally handicapped. Please excuse me.
So I
know you like her. I don't care.
It's not, you know, it's that I don't hate her.
I know.
So I posted a picture of this on one of the watch forums, and a whole bunch of people said, "Wow, that's really cool. That's really beautiful." All that kind of stuff. And then another guy comes up. It's just like the vaping community, you know. You know, there's always going to be a hater, right? And a guy comes up and he says, "You took the Rolex logo off of it." And I said, "Well, the crown is still on it, you know. And if you look at the sides under the band, you can see it still says Rolex Original Design and it says all of that stuff. I mean, it's still clearly a Rolex." And he said, "Looks to me like you spent a lot of time and money to completely ruin a Rolex."
Oh God.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna ignore that comment.
Wow.
Yeah. Extremely fun watch to wear.
What a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Sounds
I think
like
I
a
might.
fat jerk face to me.
So now I have 2 Rolex Submariners that I've engraved both of them. One I engraved the face, and the other I engraved the sides. And I probably should put one back to original, and then put the engraved dial on the one that's got the engraved sides, and then sell the original so that I only have one. Is what I should do. But I keep buying them from people broken and then repair them, which is very satisfying.
Cool.
To buy things for way less than they're worth, because people are, you know, they get quotes on fixing them and then they say, "I don't want to spend that money." So then they sell it for about what it would be worth minus the cost of the repair. And, you know, like this one here, if I had sent it in for service, would have been about $1,500 to repair.
Well, yeah, look at that doll that you fixed for me. You know,
there it is.
I mean, yeah, they dumped her for less than 100 because she didn't work. You know. And
what's she worth working?
500, around 500.
Isn't that awesome?
And that's not even with her, like her rocking chair. You know, and I have her rocking chair, so I'm so excited about that.
But the thing is, that's the thing is, if you can fix stuff, man, you got it like made, you know.
So I'm still looking for her dress. So if you're poking around on email and eBay and happen to see her dress, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, do people ever list things like their dress alone?
Yeah. Well, like I found the rocking chair all by itself. So yeah, you can find their original clothes by themselves. Sometimes you can find boxes. I mean, yeah, it's just people, whatever they find in their attic, pretty much, or buy blind at an estate sale, or you know, whatever, however they get a hold of these things. But yeah, you can find their original clothes by themselves sometimes.
Crazy.
Because I'm looking for my baby Chrissy original clothes too.
Yeah, well, you know. All right, so let's do this. We got Annie, we got Plead here. Let's put the Hangout link in the group.
Okay.
And then we can keep broadcasting, but I just realized I was still. We can keep broadcasting, but This way we can get some voices in here.
That works for me.
And you know what I do is after we're done with the hangout, I pull down the thing. James and Annie, I just put the hangout link in the in the group, and it'll stay there till you guys come into the group, and then after, and then I'll tear it down. Is what I'll do. That's what I'll do. If anybody cares to join us. You don't have a working microphone, then fine, stay away. The hell with it.
Stay away.
That's it. I'm taking the link down now, then the hell with it. Goodbye. Done. Deleted. Gone. The hell with you. Nobody come into there. You come into the Bluetooth.
Oh, that's funny.
Beat ya.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez.
Oh, let me get you added here so people know who you are.
Yeah, wait. All we had there was like a harbor seal.
Yep, it's a little seal. Well, that's okay. You can come and hang out on the screen too.
Yeah.
Hello,
Okay,
James.
let me fix this camera thing.
Oh, great. Now we got it. Now he needs this makeup person and... Oh, Christ, we're going to do this again. Crazy. James, do you still are you still doing a do you still broadcast anywhere?
No.
This whole thing's pretty much died out, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's the shows that are still out there are pretty vanilla these days.
Yeah. Boring. Boring.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Like looking in a fucking mirror, I swear to God. It's craziness. You gonna bring him up on the shot?
You've been saying things like that since day one.
I know, it's true though. Wait a minute, what happened here? Let's reload that shit. Here we go. Now oh, there he is. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
I had to restart the stream on my end.
Oh.
Yeah, there's 6 people watching, but I only know who like 3 of them are. It's weird.
Well, sometimes people watch and don't say anything, so.
Yeah, that's true. Remember the days when we couldn't get people to shut up? The chat would be going a mile a minute. When are you doing a giveaway? When are you going to do a giveaway? When are you going to do a giveaway?
Yeah.
We should do a giveaway. Let's give something away. Some lucky contestant is going to win this Pure Gummy Racer.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. But I'm not shipping it to you, so you can...
Okay, yeah. You've been doing stuff like that for a long time.
Yeah, I'll give it to you, but I'm keeping it. So you own it.
And you just have custody.
Right.
Okay. No, I would require that you take adequate care of the set eraser.
Well, of course. I might use it occasionally, but Annie wants us to give away some 0 milligram e-liquid, apparently. We don't have any of that, sorry. Every time I see OMG, I think 0 milligram. What the fuck? What in tarnation are you vaping? You cloud blower, you? Oh, yeah. So
I just heard from my son the other day, and he's been vaping, trying to quit smoking. He's out in California. I'm in New Mexico. Gave him some encouragement and such, and he's deathly afraid of actually stopping smoking. He figures that'll cause him to do something strange or some such thing. So he vapes and smokes 4 ultralight cigarettes a day.
Well, good for him. One less
Good for
cigarette
him.
is
You know?
is
Yeah,
better
it's-
than
yeah,
nothing, you know.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's better than nothing, but for what he's getting out of those 4 ultralight cigarettes, what's the point?
Hey, but
the
a pack
point-
will last him all week. So
Yeah.
with the cost
And
of them,
surely
that's a
it's
good
better-
thing, you know. My God.
And surely it's better to smoke a pack a week than a pack a day.
Hmm.
Yeah.
One less cigarette is always great. So
Well, after I've been vaping for about 3 months, and we're talking, this is over 6 years ago. I took 1 puff off a cigarette, thought I was going to die.
oh, I know. But the thing that got me the most when I switched over to vaping was my cigarette in the morning with my coffee. I really hated giving that up, you know. But then it just got to the point where it just tasted like shit. So maybe he'll get to that point where they just taste like shit.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
So,
what we're hoping for.
You might get there.
but yeah, I loved my cigarette in the morning. That very first one, you know.
Oh yeah. I'm still trying to figure out if I was drinking coffee because I was smoking, or it's,
Liquid filled even.
do I want to know what the heck is the
Let me make it big so everyone can see.
liquid filled extra sour? I see.
I'm
And it's gluten free too.
Yeah, I'm predicting that will be one of the things that becomes a vaping flavor.
The Joe Camels had to hit the street corner since
Well,
he has to
after,
pimp himself
the
out.
names that I think J.D. Moore was really the one that started off with the really strange names for juice. And
He has like camel balls.
it had
or something, right?
it was Camel Dick.
Camel dick, yeah.
And
Moose knuckle and shit like that.
but his reason for doing it made a lot of sense. He says he'd make a cherry flavor, and somebody would try it and say, "Well, it doesn't taste like cherries to me."
Yeah,
He'd make what he felt was a peach flavor, and say it doesn't taste like peach.
Hmm.
So he says, "Fine, okay,
I
Camel
like-
Ball. Here's Camel Dick.
I liked I
Tell me it
liked
doesn't taste like the real thing."
the sweet tart one that he had was really good. I can't remember the name of it though.
Oh, he had a lot of those.
Yeah, they were
That was
really
his
good.
favorite thing was to put a lot of vitamin C into his juice to give it that tart bite.
oof.
I liked
Yeah.
the sweet tart one though. The sweet tart one was good. But I
And I
don't
had
vape.
some-
I don't vape flavors that often. So
What do you vape? Unflavored or just menthol? What do you?
menthol. You know, I just vape menthol.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I like the Zen menthol so much.
I should send you some.
You should. Please.
I'm a horrible.
Please,
I'm a
you
horrible
should.
friend. I'm a horrible friend.
Hey, bastard, what's going on? Isn't that Lucas?
I believe it is.
Is that Lucas? What's up, Lucas?
Yeah.
It's our baby that's growing up off in college and graduating
he's all-
college, and
He's all grown up.
he's all growed up.
They do that when you're not looking usually.
Well, is that Lucas or is that Ed?
Is it Lucas? I thought it was Lucas, but it could be Ed. I know it's a Stimmage.
It's a stimage of some description.
It's one of the Stimmages. Maybe it's Phil. Phil will grace us with his beautiful hair one of these days.
How does he do it?
I don't know, but it's magnificent.
Does he go to the barber every day?
You might.
The only person with more perfect hair in terms of style is Phil Basardo.
Phil Basardo has wonderful hair too. Oh no! Don't leave us.
He doesn't know that we were asking him questions then, because he couldn't hear us.
Oh, he couldn't hear us. Oh. No, don't leave us.
It's okay. We're technically after hours anyway.
Well, it's after midnight here, so.
It's 11 here.
It's 2
Yeah,
here.
Arizona's always behind. It's okay.
It's 2 here. 2:03. Yeah.
Let's just go get me a beer and call it a night. I'm telling you.
I have guests in from out of town.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Who's visiting?
Yep. Stacy's brother and sister-in-law.
Oh, fun.
I love having them here. I really like them both.
Are you guys doing anything cool this weekend?
Not a thing.
Oh, well, hey, that's good too.
We're
Doing
gonna go
anything
out-
are you doing anything for Tuesday?
They're actually going to leave Sunday.
I didn't know if you had some antiquing going on this weekend.
I don't have any antiquing going on this weekend. And lately, my antiquing has turned into hitting garage sales looking for leather goods.
I love yard sales. It's been too hot for me. I tried to go to a yard sale last weekend, but it's too hot, so I just came home.
There's nothing old in your state anyway.
No. It's really not.
I'm serious. There's nothing old there, you know.
Well,
I'm in
there's
New York.
Well, it
ruins.
depends on what you mean for old.
We do have ruins that you can go to.
Like Indian ruins?
Indian ruins.
Yeah, but it's not. But they don't exactly have, you know.
What's that town down toward Tucson where they've got the there's a hotel down there. It used to be the winter camp for the Oakland A's.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh. It's kind of cool. The hotel has a swimming pool there that's in 2 parts. One's shaped like a fat baseball bat, and the other one's shaped like a ball.
Oh, that's funny. There's
But
a
the little
haunted
town,
hotel here.
the little town that is adjacent to that is right in the middle of town is this old church that was built. It looks like it was built entirely of the big river rocks,
Oh, yeah.
sort of round and all that.
Yeah.
This is an old church where somebody mixed up mortar and stacked these rocks up to make all the walls and such.
Oh, that's cool. I have to go
Kinda
check
cool.
that out. I didn't know there was something like that here. Yeah, we
It's
have
done- I'd have to pull up a map to be able to tell what I was, because I was rather impressed by the little town down there. It was. Let me pull up Google Earth quick and see if I can find.
Well, I'm in a house that was built in 1820. We have old things
Well, it's
here.
kind of cool.
But people in Europe live in towns that are 400 years old, you know?
Yeah, the towns. Oh.
I knew a guy that lived in Germany, in Ansbach.
Casa Grande. Casa Grande is the town.
Casa Grande.
Big house.
Yeah.
I knew a guy that lived in Ansbach, Germany, and he lived in a house that was 400 years old.
Nice.
Wow.
I would love that.
I'm not sure I would.
Now the issue there is a type of structure that can stand up to that.
That can stand up to being 400 years old?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, it's like stone and mortar and that kind of
Right.
stuff. But
I'm sitting here in a frame house that's 50 years, or excuse me, now it's 60. 68 years old, and there's parts of it that are looking a little peaked here and there.
Well, I mean, my house, at 200 years old,
Right.
The oldest part of the house is 200 years old. Then there's a part that's about 150 years old, and then there's a part that's about little over 100 years old. But the part that's 200 years old it's post and beam, and if you go down into the go down below it, there's no basement under that, but you can see that the logs that it was made out of, there's still bark on it,
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing what they did, to make it. And, you can see where every joint is, hand hewn and, no nails. It's, they cut a slot in the wood and shoved a peg in, and,
Yeah.
It's not that I'm crawling down there in the dirt to find it, but
it's been proven that logs with the bark left on last a lot longer than if you peel them.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But yeah, and the other thing is, it's like there's been some spots where we've had to drill through something or something, and some of this timber is hard as steel.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I could drill through steel easier. But yeah, there have been cases of people that, in rehabbing some of these old pre-Civil War homes, where they drill with a dull drill bit into the wood and
set them on fire.
And they set them on fire because it heats up so much, and then it's tinder dry,
Yeah.
So it starts to heat up, and once it starts to heat up, poof, they burn down, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Let's see if I can remember. Let me see if I can remember how to screen share in.
Upper right-hand side, there's 3 dots. Click on that.
Oh, there it is. Okay, share screen. Then it should tell me which one to share.
It'll say share screen or share application.
Yeah. Now that's the swimming pool at that hotel.
Wow.
They actually, it was supposed to look like a bat. There used to be it's not there anymore. There used to be like a large hot tub.
Yeah.
Round.
Oh, wow.
Out there also. That used to be the winter home for the Oakland A's.
Huh.
And they decided not to do it anymore, but somebody still runs the hotel as a just a resort kind of thing. It used to be surrounded. The area around it used to be surrounded by there was dozens of baseball fields.
Wow.
So that all the whole team could all be out there practicing all at once. And all their newbies that are trying out and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. The Buffalo Bills train in Rochester. Whoopee. In fact, their training camp is like now. I think. Like right around now.
Yeah.
For what it's worth. So, all right, well, here we are, 2:11 a.m. What do you say we call it a night?
I suppose.
Let's do that. We're going to do this next week, Mel?
Yeah, as far as I know, yes. But if anything changes, I'm sure. Again, I am so sorry that my life has been such a fucking craziness.
Doesn't matter. It's okay.
Hopefully.
How much room do you need to be human? I'll give it to you.
I don't want to be human.
Sure you do.
I don't want to be.
Oh, she wants to be the collector of creepy dolls.
I want to be a vampire. Not have
Oh,
to
that
worry
works,
about
yeah.
food and rent.
Have you
Live under a
seen?
bridge with Keith
Yeah,
or
but
Sutherland.
just think, you're going to be on a warm liquid diet for the rest of your existence.
Yeah.
don't
You can't say life, but
Mel, speaking of human, have you seen this show Sense8?
No, I have not. And
No.
I haven't. I didn't even hear about it until they started bitching. People started bitching about it being canceled. So I don't know.
It is streaming on Netflix, and it is so fucking good.
Oh, did you watch season 5 of Wentworth? Speaking of good,
Yes, no, not yet.
watch it. So
I'm
we
gonna
talk about
watch it. I'm gonna watch it as soon as we're done with Sense8, which will probably be by Tuesday or Wednesday.
All right, I'll check out Sense8. But yeah, watch Wentworth season 5 so we can talk about it.
Sense8 is the first episode or so. You're gonna say, "I don't know what I'm watching."
Kind of like Wentworth, where you're like, I don't like this show. I'm like, give it another shot.
I watched 3 episodes of Wentworth and said, "I'm never watching it again." And then you said, "No, keep going because it gets good." And boy, did it get good.
Wait till you see the season.
I think I had a similar experience with Lost.
Oh yeah. Although I didn't like how
I had to
it
push
ended.
myself to get through halfway through the first season. Then I wanted to know what was going to happen next.
I liked it. I
didn't like the way
how
they
it
ended
I
it.
didn't like how they ended it. I mean,
I was so
I was-
dissatisfied with the ending.
I think that it would have been better if it just would have been all in Hurley's head. That is probably the only show I would have accepted it's all a hallucination by one of the characters. I think that's the only show that I really would have. Even Bob Newhart, I didn't really accept that ending.
Whose
But
hallucination
I
was
loved the ending of Bob Newhart.
I did too. I'm not saying that it was horrible, but I think it would have fit Lost a lot, really well too. That it's just a dream, or it was all in his head because he's a mental patient, and then kind of like a Wizard of Oz, where the other people are like mental patients, but he's concocted them into this, in his head. I think that would have been a great ending for Lost because it was just so fucking whacked and got so fucking wacky at the end that
Yeah.
I think.
But I think I'm not sure how, but I'm reasonably sure they could have done a better job on wrapping things up.
Yeah.
With Lost.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they could have. It had gotten so far fetched.
That's why I said it would have been great if it just would have been.
And they could have done something. You could have had all those people come back. They get back to the States or civilization or whatever, and they keep trying to tell their story, and people say, "Yeah, sure, and sort of blow them off as some kind of delusion, and they just sort of fade into the background because nobody will believe anything they say.
Oh, you know what would have been great? Oh my God, if the lottery numbers, if those would have been the room numbers of everybody else in the mental asylum. So like their real life characters, the room numbers was the lottery numbers. I think that would have been fucking badass.
Now, did you watch Better Call Saul?
I love Better Call Saul.
How did you like the ending of this season?
I fucking love that show. I can't wait to see what happens. Oh my God, because I can't stand his brother, but I feel so bad. I'm kind of torn. I don't want to see that happen to him. I'm kind of torn because Jimmy cares about him so much, but it's just like, oh, you're a dick. Stop being a dick.
Yeah.
So.
I think the last thing I actually sat down and watched because it looked interesting and I wanted to was Granite Flats.
Have not seen that.
I haven't seen that either. Is it good?
I don't remember if I found it on Netflix and they dropped it or if it was if something I downloaded someplace. It's one of those weird it's kind of like it's like a kid's version of Warehouse 13.
Oh, cool.
Except
like
it's
that
a
show.
little town with a military base. Lord knows why there's a military base there. Because it's like big base, little town in the middle of nowhere. And it starts off with a Russian satellite lands in the lake outside of town. And there's a lot of secrecy about that, and strange people showing up and all kinds of nonsense. But it was a kid's story. It was told from the viewpoint of a group of 14, 15-year-old kids.
Well, that sounds cool. I'll have to check that out too. I'm running out of stuff.
They had their little secret clubhouse, where they would get together and talk about how are we going to do this and things like that. It was kind of neat. Reminded me of way back in the old day in Boys Life. There was the Mad Scientist Club.
Yeah.
kind of reminded me about that, except they had girls there, so it was. Boys Life in the 60s had no girls.
Of course not. It was Boys Life. It was the original He-Man Woman Haters Club.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, can't have that because God forbid. Yeah. God forbid you just want to do something as a boy. Can't do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will see.
But the thing is a group of girls can get together and say no boys allowed, and nobody says boo.
Well, no.
Well, it's because they're girls.
See, I'm stuck in this. I'm male. I'm white.
It's not about equality. It's about special
so
privilege.
I've got to be a racist, chauvinist.
Well, if you enjoy it, make sure you enjoy it. If that's what you're gonna have to be, enjoy it.
Make the most of it.
Make the most of it.
Oh, by the way, if any of you guys had noticed my GoFundMe campaign for trying to find my wife a scooter,
I did not
one. I didn't really work it really hard, and we didn't make that much from it. But something else came together, and we're able to get my wife a scooter finally, so we can go get her out of the house again.
Nice,
which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. I didn't even see your GoFundMe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I put it out there to friends, and a couple of things I sent out just public, and I guess I'm not a charismatic character, so we get had I think 8 people shared the whole thing, had 86 visitors.
Oh wow!
Nice.
And out of that, only 3 people made donations.
But it made a difference, though, right?
Yeah. Well, in the long run, that came back, and with a my somewhat estranged son from my first marriage showed up and says, "Hey, we just sold this house. We can buy that scooter for her."
Oh wow!
And that was as a result of the of the GoFundMe campaign.
That is actually he was his wife noticed a post that my wife made when she was talking about how much she disliked fibromyalgia.
Yeah,
which is really easy to dislike. It's
sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they had just they sold the house because they had a house that they rented out, and it was all electric. And people had rented, and 2 months later they say, "Man, the electric bills here are killing me. I'm gonna move." So it's not worth it having people in and out of there. Let's sell the damn thing.
Oh God! Wow.
And they managed to get it sold at a decent price, and decided to do something nice for
that's cool.
my wife, which was very cool. So yeah, so I can get her out of the house. We haven't been out to dinner since last fall.
Wow.
Because we couldn't get her. She can't get out, and she can't maneuver herself. She can't get herself in and out of restaurants.
Wow.
With a walker, she every 15 feet she'd have to stop and sit down and catch her breath.
We'll take her out someplace nice now she's got a scooter.
Yeah. Well, we got a really, really good Chinese buffet in town. Unless they fired the good cook. I don't know. There's out in our neck of the woods, there's one Chinese cook.
Bring your own
that
cat?
knows what he's. No, there's one Chinese cook that knows what he's doing.
Oh.
and he rotates between various restaurants.
Wow.
Oh God,
And the trick is to figure out which restaurant he's in, because
that's funny. See if he has a schedule.
we used to have two, and one of them went to Albuquerque.
Oh wow.
But yeah, right now he's at this one Chinese buffet. They have a second store. It's like a chain called Wonderful House Buffet or something.
Oh wow.
And they have another store, another restaurant, just 12 miles down the road. And the quality of the food between the two is like night and day.
Wow.
No, it's just unbelievable.
There was
We
I
have
like
the
to
good
go-
one here local.
I like to go. We have all-you-can-eat sushi bar around the corner that I like to go to. They
That
have
can
really
get-
good food.
that
Well, this
can-
place does it's supposed to be a Chinese buffet, but they've got the Mongolian barbecue.
I love the Mongolian.
I love Mongolian barbecue.
The guy that does it isn't quite sure what he's doing. They're doing it on a coffee or like a coffee shop griddle.
Oh, guess what's
Which
opening?
isn't
down the
really
street?
big enough and possibly not hot enough, but they do a credible job.
There's a Korean barbecue place opening up down the street. I'm so excited. I can't wait for it to open.
North or
Korean
south?
barbecue's huge.
I love Korean barbecue. Oh, it's so good.
North Korean or South Korean?
I don't know. It's where you grill your own shit and they give you a bunch of free little tiny dishes of food. I love it.
I think if it's North Korean, they hand you what you're allowed to eat and tell you that you're going to like it,
Oh yeah, they tell you. Well, you get to order the meat.
regardless.
You get to order what kind of meat you want, but then they bring out all of these little tiny bowls of food, and it's like all kinds of shit, but you don't know what it is until they bring it out to you, because then that's what they tell you that you're gonna eat. But it's so good, and like it's like kimchi and bean sprouts and little cakes and stuff. But yeah, I love Korean barbecue. I love it. I can't wait.
Then on top of with the Mongolian barbecue, they got all the regular Chinese stuff that you would expect to find. Then they've got chicken nuggets, corn on the cob, pizza. People come with their kids. Their kids can have something to eat that they recognize.
Yeah.
Then they got the sushi and they got sushi and a big salad bar, and way down at the end they got the ice cream machine and all that kind of stuff. But
It sounds like the one by my house, Pacific.
In Richmond, they got Bubba's House of Hunan. and they have all the Chinese stuff plus pizza, chicken nuggets, French fries, a baked potato bar,
Oh god.
hush puppies.
Although a baked potato bar is smart because it's super cheap and it fills people up, so they eat less of the other stuff because people love baked potatoes and they'll pile all kinds of shit on them. And
I love the baked potato bar.
Yeah, it's a very
go to what is it, Golden Corral.
Golden Corral has, I'm not a big Golden Corral fan, but the couple of times that I've been dragged there, I hit the baked potato bar.
Yeah.
And I'd see people with steaks, but there was never any steaks out, right?
Yeah, you gotta kind of be there at the right minute when they pull them off the grill.
Well, I was wandering by the steaks, and I said, and I said to the guy behind the grill, I said, "You never put any steaks out." He says, "You haven't ordered one."
Oh, they're doing an order thing for this.
And I said, "Oh," and he says, "What do you want?" I said, "Like a filet mignon, Pittsburgh Blue." He was like, "I'll do it." And next thing you know, he pulls out a freaking tenderloin and cooks it, and he did a credible job. And I was like, "You're all right. This is
I am
okay."
so glad you taught me that term because that's how I order my steaks now, and so it's better than alive. Because people are like, "How do you like your steak alive?"
What I always did there is I'd go to the potato bar and get a potato and load it up with all the goodies, and then I'd kind of fill the rest of the plate with the little popcorn shrimp.
Oh yeah.
Oh, popcorn shrimp.
So you eat your steak Pittsburgh Blue now?
I always have. Yeah, yeah, you taught me that when we were in.
Vegas.
No, was it Vegas or Detroit?
Oh, Detroit.
Might have been Detroit. Yeah. So I
No.
ordered them now.
No, it was
No,
Vegas.
It was Vegas. Okay. And because yeah, I ordered them like that now because I didn't know there was a term for that. So. Because
So
I
what's
just
this called?
told
This
them
is
as
called
rare
what?
as possible. It's just like walk it past the grill. You know, just on the way to the table, just walk past the grill because I don't even want it cooked. So.
Yeah, if you order it rare, you're not going to get Pittsburgh Blue. You
Yeah.
gotta
So and people know what that is, and I was all excited, and so. Yeah.
If you
And what is Pittsburgh Blue?
So Pittsburgh Blue is it's actually chilly inside. It's not cool. It's cold.
Oh.
And it's not pink. It's red,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not even. I mean, it's got a very slight sear on it, and it's wonderful.
The guys that do it well keep a cast iron skillet in their oven.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And then what they do when it's time to make a Pittsburgh Blue steak, they take the cast iron skillet out of the oven, put it up on the flame top at full temperature, and take that cast iron skillet until it's glowing. Okay. And then they throw the steak onto it and char one side, flip it, char the other side, and then they'll just put it up on its side and roll it across the skillet
To do the edges, yeah.
to do the edges, and then serve it. So it will be cold inside
Yeah. It's wonderful.
and crispy seared on the outside.
It
And
sounds like my grandfather's way of cooking a steak.
there will not be blood on your plate because
It
It's
doesn't build
cold.
up any pressure.
Yeah.
there's no blood on the plate because they haven't cooked it long enough for the blood to come out of the meat. And since all the flavor is in the blood, right?
Yeah.
All the flavor stays in the steak.
It's wonderful.
Now, you'd have to be willing to eat that steak completely raw, if, because it is, other than the sear on the outside. But that's to me the best way to cook a steak. And if it's pink, it's overcooked as far as I'm concerned.
I love it that way. So thank you for teaching me that term. So
That's the best way to get it. Now, the thing is, if you say the term, and if you say I'd like a Pittsburgh Blue, and they don't know what it is, then order your steak medium.
why?
Because a rare steak at pink is slimy.
Oh.
Okay. I think that a rare steak is slimy and there's blood all over the plate.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you can't get it to, if they can't do it Pittsburgh Blue, then go straight to medium or medium rare, because at that point go ahead and cook it, because you're not going to cook it right the other way. Because I never want a rare steak because it's slimy.
Now, so the fat gets warmed up to the point where it's not palatable,
Right.
but it's not cooked to the point where it is again.
Right.
Whereas if it's left cold, it's not an issue.
Exactly. There's that temperature where it's overcooked for being blue and undercooked for being edible. Right. It seriously, if you don't know what
remember that because yeah.
Now, my grandfather had he set up a griddle. He found a griddle someplace, and he had a burner under that thing that was designed to heat a 15-bedroom house or something.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
this monstrous gas burner. The thing sucked up gas like there's no tomorrow. And he assembled the whole thing inside a split 50-gallon drum.
Wow.
That he put put some hinges on it and handles and such. And you'd light that thing up and let it sit for 20 minutes, the fire just roaring away. And he would they'd put salt and garlic on the meat.
Yeah.
And he would take a big fork and he'd open that thing up and he'd take that steak and he'd slap it on there and drag it across the griddle in one direction,
Yep.
flip it over, drag it across the griddle in the other direction, and throw it on the plate.
That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. I have.
So it's usually $15 for the gas to cook one steak.
I have a propane burner that roofers use.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. And it's mounted in a stand that's made that I welded up out of steel, and it's got and directly above the burner it's got a piece of 3/8 inch hot rolled steel.
Yeah.
So it's a griddle basically, right? And if I'm going to cook, if I'm grilling steaks for guests, I'll grill them on the grill, but mine goes on that because I don't want a barbecued steak, I want, and the other thing is, it's like I won't buy beef unless it's really good beef, I just don't
to have a butcher down like around the
yeah,
corner.
exactly.
Butcher, yeah.
I don't waste my money on shitty meat.
And sometimes it's actually cool because sometimes they have actual like game down there. So they'll get a hold of some deer or get a hold of some of the game hens and the what do you call them? The birds?
Cornish game hens?
No, quail and
Quail.
The other one.
Partridge.
And sometimes they'll have the exotic game meats down there, and you can go down there and order them. So
Pheasant.
pretty cool. Yeah, pheasant, duck.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so
it's a really cool place.
so I don't eat steak more than 4 or 5 times a year. Because I don't like.
Actually, I don't either, but it's kind of an economic thing with me.
Well, it is with me too because I don't.
Good steak, you'll pay for it. Oh, sorry, excuse me.
That's the thing is, I'm not going to buy a shitty steak just because it's cheap.
Yeah.
I would rather have a freaking cheeseburger than a shitty steak, and because I don't want to spend the money on it. It's so. What I usually do at Christmas time is I buy one full tenderloin, right?
Okay.
And it's usually about $100 to buy the full tenderloin. It could be sometimes as much as 120, and then I cut that into steaks, right? And for during the holiday between Christmas and New Year's, I'll cook steaks once, and then what we do is we freeze them and vacuum seal them, and when we want steaks, we do that. But that's all the steak we will eat for a year. Unless I'm out to dinner and somebody's buying and I buy a steak. But that's usually all the steak that I'll eat for a year. I eat more fish than anybody that I know. I eat lots of pork. I eat lots and lots of chicken. But I don't eat a lot of red meat. I'll have burgers a few times, in the summer, that kind of stuff. But I don't eat a lot of red meat. I do eat an awful lot of the other white meat. I eat a lot of pork. Yeah. And I eat a lot of chicken. And I eat tons of fish. I eat fish at least 3 times a week. And that's a lot for a person that doesn't fish.
Yeah. I've been lately thinking that maybe I need to shift into more fish in my diet or something. I don't know. It's something that's not. When I was a kid, my grandmother would take us down to the river and we would fish in the river and we'd pull out catfish.
Oh my God, I love catfish.
And then we'd clean them and fillet them, and she'd do something with eggs and flour and breadcrumbs and stuff, and fry them. And I liked it. It was great. Loved it. But because we would go down to the river and pull these things out ourselves, and we were using the best bait we ever found for catfish was crawdad tails.
Yeah.
We had this little creek that ran down to the river, and my cousins and our job was to haunt that creek and catch crawdads.
I would just eat the damn crawdads.
Well, that wasn't food as far as my grandmother was concerned. For some reason. But no, you'd skin that little glob of meat out of the crawdad tail, and that's what we put on the hook, and the catfish would bite that stuff like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the fact that we didn't actually pay for all the fishing equipment was already there. We didn't actually pay for catfish.
Right.
So when I was a kid, in my mind, because you didn't pay for it, catfish must be what po people ate.
Yeah.
They didn't have any money.
Yeah. Well, it ain't.
And the first time I ran across catfish in a store, I saw the sign, and I thought, "Oh, catfish! That was good when I was a kid."
Yeah.
And the price was higher than prime rib, so that's.
Yep. It's so good though. I love catfish, and I love mahi-mahi, and I love cod fillets, and I love tilapia. Boy, do I love me some fish tacos.
That's the one thing I've never gotten into.
What's that, a fish taco?
Fish tacos.
All right, guys, I'm going to go, so I'm going to shut down the stream. But if you guys want to stay in the hangout.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
We're the only ones
next
watching.
week.